say you couldn't do. You did everything they say you couldn't do. So what more can they say, huh? What more can they say? Talk that talk, George. And they haven't did enough. And they mad because you did more. Turn them up, George. They mad because you did more. You proved your haters wrong. You did that. You gave glory to God. You did that. You secured the bag. You did that. So they had no choice but to feel that. Big dog. Turn them up, George. Woo. Turn them up. They have no choice but to feel that. Big dog. Yeah, that's real.
Winning team. A lot of you fuck niggas is losing and accusing and refusing to grow. Shout out to my nigga Cross, man. Yeah. Hey. Okay. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. Hey. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. Hey. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. What? It's the Plug Podcast. 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 If you ain't on the team, fuck you, nigga. Get your bag. I know what I know, but I'll take like and slow. Peeping this shit, niggas be acting like hoes. All on the piano, talking about another, talking about their sister, talking about their brother. Niggas ain't real no more. Niggas ain't loyal no more. You know they don't follow the code, and that's why they getting exposed. The key shots taking control. They not in control of their souls. We booking them shows like Barry White. My niggas living in paradise. We building the team, the enterprise. It's the Plug Podcast. 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 If you ain't on the team, fuck you, niggas. Get to the bag. You know we hold it down. We ain't gonna play you around. So I hope you stay around. Don't really make you loud. We trying to make you proud. If you do not like me, guess what? Get the fuck out.
Man, salute to everybody, man. We back at it like crack addicts. We gonna get this thing jumping today, man. Salute to everybody that's gonna be coming in here. Man, we got a great one. We got a great one, man. I know I've been out moving around, but I've been focusing on other stuff. CJ, what up with it, CJ? We got fun guy. We got somebody in the back dropping. My man Monkey Man is in the building. Monkey Man. What's going on with you, King? How you doing? You on your? I saw your Monkey Man rant and your run, your coffee run. I had to go get up and get. I'm with you right now, bro. I'm with you right now. I got my coffee. I'm on my coffee run.
Yeah, doing right, man. Shout out to whoever they is, bitch. I need a sponsorship.
Yeah, we need a sponsorship, Monkey Man. Hey, pushing all caffeine brands right now for the kids.
All caffeine brands. Hold on. I got the headphones on and I ain't got the headphones on. I'm tripping.
Yeah, you tripping, dog. That's that good coffee right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call that Morning Joe right there, boy. Got you confused. You got it now?
Yeah, connected, but hold on, I might not be connected in the back.
All right. Take your time. All right, see, I just sent it in the mass link, CJ. I'll send it again for you. Hold on. 1 second.
Yes, sir. Put my Pooh Shiesty mask on, mate.
Yeah, he got his Pooh Shiesty.
Might give me a nigga this morning.
Okay. All right, so peep this out.
My bad, homie.
We're gonna get into it and start it off before they get here. Do you remember when I did that show on that whole thing, that bio lab, that human body lab, where they had all them chemicals and stuff in there, and they was trying to kill people? I mean, I ain't gonna say allegedly. They had that bio lab where they had all these different diseases over there in California. You remember when I did that?
California, yeah, the abandoned lab, lab.
Right. So what I want to do is I'm going to get it. Hold on. We got CJ in the background. CJ, good morning, Queen. We in the building.
Good morning. I got my coffee too, y'all. Whataburger.
All right.
All right. I mean, one of them chili cheeseburgers with the Fritos on that bitch.
You don't want to do that once I show you this. So let's go into, speaking of that, Monkey Man, let's go into the first one. Y'all peep this out. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Let's get into it.
And let's get into it. And hopefully you guys aren't still eating Cheez-Its. And I'm sure a lot of you don't even know that Cheez-Its are actually banned in Europe and Japan because of this cancer-leading chemical, TBHQ. And if you have General Mills cereal sitting in your house today, do me a favor and throw it away. Contains bioengineered food ingredients. I'm gonna play some clips I was able to find for you guys, and you can tell me what you think in the comment section. Let's go.
Not the Kellogg's Hot Pods. Who wouldn't pull that nice, warm, gooey, real fruit filling?
These toaster pastries contain yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40, 3 food dyes that have been banned completely in Austria and Norway. Elsewhere in the European Union, foods containing these additives are banned in food meant for infants. When not banned, products containing them often must include a label warning about their potential negative effects on children.
But it doesn't stop there. You see the Ritz? These are also banned in multiple countries as well. Let's check it out.
Ritz crackers are easy to get your hands on. It may come as a big surprise that if you visit certain countries and head to the snack aisle to grab a pack, you won't be able to find them. But the reason some countries do not allow Ritz crackers to be sold has to do with the ingredients list and how they are made. The problematic ingredient is partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil. It is a type of trans fat that is not allowed in food products in many European countries, including Austria, Denmark, Hungary, Iceland, Norway, and Switzerland. However, it is not only prohibited abroad, but in some regions in the United States too.
I mean, don't you guys realize that they want to get us sick and keep us sick? They're literally selling us food that is banned in other countries because it's causing harm to the human body. Illnesses, cancers, reproduction issues, and the list goes on. But it doesn't end here, guys. Let's get a little bit more into it.
Now they suddenly decide, oh, we're not going to call it GMO anymore. We're going to call it BE, bioengineered, right? So that's already hiding the fact. Most people don't know what bioengineered is. They'll see it on their label and say, well, I don't know what that means.
So here's what the new labeling is going to look like. For example, this cereal box, which is now in compliance, lets you know right there on the labeling that it contains bioengineered ingredients.
So in other words, if your food labels have bioengineered, it's pretty much just a scientific term for GMO. And I'll play one more clip for you guys so you can get a better understanding.
Bioengineered food ingredients. What the heck is that all about? So the definition of bioengineered food ingredients is this: food that contains detectable genetic material that has been modified through certain lab techniques that cannot be created through conventional breeding or found in nature.
So in other words, anything bioengineered, it's not natural. It's man-made. It's getting us sick. If you want more, like.
So we're going to get to that one. What y'all think about that?
You know, this is something I could talk about all day long.
Yeah.
I already knew this. That's why for the past 6 years, going on 7 years, me and my family have stopped eating red meat. We eat more fruits and vegetables, no more canned goods, try to get the fresh vegetables or frozen vegetables or whatever. And it's crazy that a lot of people are just now finding out about this because, of course, I'm a TV watcher. I watch certain stuff on TV. This stuff has been, you can go all the way back to some of the older shows or whatever, where the Jetsons, them putting those little seeds and stuff in the microwave.
That's a good one right there, CJ, the Jetsons. I ain't think about that.
Putting just, a seed or a box or something in the microwave, and then all of a sudden you got this big meal that's been created or whatever. So I knew that it was there, and
Jersey Rich, everybody.
To tie it into the medically, that is why the diseases and stuff are at an all-time high, because it's been in the food. They've been putting it in the food that we eat. That's why they have to approve everything.
That's right. Monkey Man, what you think about that? You like a lot. You like to eat, and with the cheeses and all that. Was you aware of the cheeses, Skittles, and all that stuff?
And I love Cheez-Its. I love Cheez-Its, but then it made me think though, because they really fucked up my childhood. Because I used to like eating Ritz crackers with my grandma. My grandma, I can't eat no soup without Ritz crackers or certain shit. I love Ritz crackers, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But this my whole thing. What the fuck is the FDA for? If they're supposed to be, that's my whole. What is the purpose of the FDA? See, that's the thing I'm talking about. We don't question nothing. Okay, so now we haven't. So now we gotta.
I told y'all that on another podcast that we were talking about. I can't remember exactly what the topic was, but I told y'all it was. I think we were talking about cancer or whatever. The FDA, of course, they approve of the food and whatnot, but the smoking company and the pharmaceutical company is the #1 supporter of the FDA. They fund their money, so it's that circle. That they have to put the bad stuff in the food because that's what we eat. So guess what? Yeah, they get to approve that for us to get sick, to go to the hospitals, for them to give the medicine that the pharmaceutical companies created in the first place.
Right. I stayed in Mexico for 2 years in Reynosa, Tamaulipas. You're not gonna find rich crackers. It's a lot of American shit. Even they Doritos, they have Doritos, but they Doritos don't look like our Doritos, bro.
And
like
that's why
they
you said
Doritos
that,
look like real tortillas.
Well, that's why you say that, Monkey Man, because that's one of the things too. Now, also, like I told everybody, like I was telling Monkey Man, mess with him. I was like, I said, do you like ranch? I was asking the other day, you like ranch or blue cheese? Well, I like blue cheese. I said, do you know what the difference between sunscreen, lotion, and ranch and the rest of it? He said, none. And he said, no, what is it? I said, there's nothing. Mac Mizzle salute. I said, the same titanium oxide is the material that they use in ranch and sunscreen lotion to keep it white. That's why they ask you not to consume so much ranch, because you really are eating the chemical, and the same chemical, they say you're not even, the other countries don't even allow you to eat it because that causes cancer itself. So when you're consuming all this ranch and blue cheese and this stuff that looks white and stays white, that's that added ingredient to keep it white.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you something too, though, Cross. Like in Mexico, they cigarettes show you on the package a diagram of what these cigarettes are do to you if you keep smoking. They show the lady with the hole in the throat. They show like your chest, how it turn your chest, your lungs black and all that shit. They show this on pack of cigarettes in Mexico. They don't do that here. They got a little bitty thing on the side that says a Surgeon General type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they really display that shit.
No, you're absolutely right, because I give you one example. When I lived in Canada, same thing in Canada. Mike, I'm about to send it to you on your thing. Yeah, same thing in Canada, bro. Same situation. They got the picture. They show you what your lungs look like on that bitch. They tell you pregnant women shouldn't smoke. They tell you all that to cover they in, CYA. And it's crazy. Like you said something good. You said, damn, where is the FDA? But like CJ say, it's all a money scheme. It's all to keep everybody, like I said, and we've been saying this a long time. Man, we've been eating synthetic food for a long time, bro.
Yep.
That's why life expectancy is short. Think about back in those days, people had to learn how to grow and produce their own food, and that's how you survive. Like back in the days, my granddaddy, my granddaddy used to raise the pig. When he raised the pig, he would slaughter the pig. He had one of them, we call them salt houses, or them shacks out there. He would hang it, coat it down with salt to kill all the germs, let it sit, ferment, and then he would cook it, and they would do whatever they had to do to it. But nowadays, everybody's so quick. Man, I don't want to cook tonight. Man, let's go to McDonald's. Man, I don't want to cook tonight. Let's go to Taco Bell. And the whole time they telling you, man, this is processed food. Taco Bell, all their food is in a bag, from their meat to their beef. I remember when I used to work at Taco Bell as a teenager, how they warm up the meat is they put it, it's in a bag, and they take it and they dip it into hot water, and they just let it sit there for a while till the meat heat up in the bag, and then they cut open the bag and dump it into the tray.
Man, I seen something last night. On TikTok. They got warnings that they serving that type of food on these things, but they'll blend it in on the door where you walk in, because motherfucker ain't gonna read it. Yeah, they'll blend it in.
Right.
Yep, they call it that. It's something that's called a acronym or something that they put in the food where it tells you that it is very dangerous and hazardous. And like you said, I saw that same video where dude said, check it out. The lines are wrapped around. Nobody's coming to, because think about it. They listen to what they did. They took us away from walking into a building to see how it's prepared, to now it's a drive-through. And now you have to trust that they are going to cook your food. That's what my mom always say, God bless the dish. She tell me, boy, you cook your own food. Ain't nobody gonna cook and prep your food like you are.
Here's my question. Here's my question to y'all. Back in the day, you used to see more like farms and open land, right? That's how you knew that the food was really being grown. Now all you see is a bunch of factories. You don't see animals when you driving through these towns and stuff no more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then another thing too. I remember when go ahead.
I was gonna say they also put certain ingredients in the food to remove, your natural sensors to feel a sense of food. When you eat a home cooked meal, like if you eat in like pot roast or whatever the case may be, after you eat that meal, you usually don't have any room. But whenever you're eating these like popularized brands like Doritos, Cheez-Its and stuff, me speaking from personal experience, I'm young and I work out a certain way, so it doesn't show yet because I work out a certain way. But people that don't have discipline, they can eat a whole box of Cheez-Its or a whole bag of party-sized Doritos because the ingredients in there make them feel less full. So they're going to keep eating more. And just because you keep eating more, it doesn't mean anything good. It actually means you're accruing more calories, which is a lot of the reason that a lot of children are overweight. And once they start off overweight at a young age like that, nowadays we live in a completely different time. They usually end up staying that way. Now, yes, some people do make dramatic changes, but now the kids are becoming even larger because the ingredients are only becoming worse.
Good, man.
That's real shit. Yeah, this shit is sad, man. And you think about it in our culture, like there was those Takaki fried, them things that every kids are going crazy. They don't realize they said they put 1,500 pounds of red 40 dye and red 3 dye in it. So that right there causes hypertension, sensitivity, depression, cancer. Because what they showed was a study where they had their kids like Gatorade and Skittles. There's people took it all out. They had a son that was so aggressive. Think about these kids now that are so aggressive and they don't have any cognitive reasoning. So that it said that dye is altering and is slowing down their brain development so they can get a full development where they can make rational decisions. Where they don't now, it makes them lash out to the point where they get in trouble in school. They're having problems with their gender. It's a lot of things that cause. So these parents end up taking it out of their kids' diet and and they saw a whole difference in their child. Their child was more responsive. It was more respectful. The person followed instructions correctly and wasn't, discombobulated or, how when you tell your child now, ask yourself, you look at your child, how many of y'all, especially the ones that's on the panel, not you, Mikey, but they're looking at the child, where you can see like a deer stare now. It's not even a response. You're looking at them like, are you listening to me? Can you hear me? It's like you can see straight in their eyes. And it's because a lot of this food and what they're consuming as far as on the internet and like Mikey said, quick processed foods, parents are working and then kids are going straight to school. So a lot of this shit, it's all designed.
What do you guys think as far as the beverages too? Because like, I'll tell you something. I know there's a lot of sugar in them, so sugars have like crash down effects after you consume a lot. But nowadays, when you drink one of these sodas, like you can drink multiple of them, but the after effect, you literally feel like a zombie. What do y'all think about these sodas nowadays?
Yeah, I've been.
My bad, Monkey Man. Go ahead.
Oh no, I've been backed away from the sodas. I don't really drink. It's every once in a while I might do, but I've been because I consume a high amount of caffeine anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't even deal with the soda water. But yeah, it's like my mama and them been telling us as kids though, because food with your kidney ain't no
we don't
telling
drink soda.
what else is doing now. Ain't no telling what else is doing now.
What you say, TJ? Oh, that was.
Well, y'all know. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I think my signal's bad. Okay. So my grandmother used to work for Dr. Pepper back in the day or whatever, and I don't know if y'all remember, but they used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola years ago.
Right.
And that was because they wanted people to be addicted to the product or whatever. So when I found that out as a teenager, I was like, no. And you think about it, you could take a Coke and literally pour it on a battery, and it eats up the corrosion and whatnot. And I'm sitting here like, I'm not fooling with that, because if it's doing it to that, what is it gonna do to my insides?
Nah, that's real talk, and it's funny you say that, because I started getting back on. So I had switched off to things like Fanta, that's caffeine free. Most people don't know Fanta is one of the few sodas that have natural flavors in it. The other drinks have mostly what might have the what did you call it, corn syrup and all that other stuff. So with Fanta,
the high fructose corn syrup is banned in Canada.
that's right, high fructose corn syrup, like a Snapple and things like that. So and Fanta has none. If you go and look at the ingredients, it's all natural. That's why Fanta sometimes the most expensive drinks, because they have all natural flavors, no artificial flavoring to it. Anything artificial, just like when that dude just played at the end about what is genetic engineering. People don't realize genetic engineering is something that is not natural and it's only man-made. So everything in cheese. So think about it. If it's cheese, it really ain't cheese. It's like whatever the fuck it is. It ain't.
It really ain't cheese, exactly. But did you hear what did you hear what Mackie just said? It's banned in Canada.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of.
You went out, CJ.
Did my phone go out again? Okay, I said, why do you think Canada, there's free healthcare, but they also ban a lot of stuff that could get people sick here?
Facts. Yeah, because like you said, it's free. I lived in Canada, and the healthcare is free. You're right.
Yeah, and because healthcare is a big deal here, because that's that money circle. That's why the FDA gets to approve what we eat. That's why the pharmaceutical companies can keep coming up with medicine and paying the doctors to administer these medicines to patients, knowing that they already have the cure for it, because they're the ones that created the disease.
And then the crazy part about it. The crazy part about it, though, and that's what's crazy about that medicine shit. So you'll take medicine for this, but it's fucking up this. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be for cancer, but it's messing up your liver. Like I never understood depression medicine. Why would I take medicine that might make me commit suicide? You see what I'm saying? Come on, that shit don't be. I don't be understanding this medicine, bro.
But you just
when
said
it's a lot of stuff. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No,
you good. Go ahead.
Just said it though. That's the design. It's created for you to have to take something else, so another problem can be created. Because the thing is, they want you. See, this is what I told my mama years ago. I said, Mama, if the medicine is working, why do you have to keep taking it? Why don't you eventually get off of the medicine if it's to cure you? And she was like,
that's true.
I don't know. It's the doctors are saying that, now I got to stay on this because there's something else. See, now you understand that you are a part of a study. And if you don't know how to cure your body yourself, that's why my kid, we don't take medicine. At the most, if I just have an extreme headache, I'll probably grab some BC powder every now and again. But my fruits and my vegetables and my water, that's my medicine. And then just staying away from bullshit. Because what you put in is what's going to come out.
No, that's a fact. No, you hit it right on the head with that, CJ. That's why a lot of people don't even get that. That shit, I mean, the way they going right now. Oh, we got Jai. Hold on, Jai. Here he come. Jai's in the building.
Hey, Jai.
Picks to the kings and queens universe.
Jai, what's up?
I'm blessed by the best himself.
That nigga tired. I woke that nigga up. That nigga halftime. He ain't been asleep. He worked, man. I'll be on the grind. But I told him to get your ass on here because we need some breakdown on here. He know I'm gonna get him.
You know, I just
So
got out of that meeting.
yeah, I know. So Ja, we was talking about, I'm gonna play it back for people to see it, for people to come in here. We were talking about the foods, what I was telling you about it, and then we'll get into, so I got a couple of other things we'll get into this deeper, but let's go back and play this one more time for everybody.
Right here.
Salute to everybody.
What is wrong with bioengineered foods? Asking for a friend? Let's get into it. And hopefully you guys aren't still eating Cheez-Its. And I'm sure a lot of you don't even know that Cheez-Its are actually banned in Europe and Japan because of this cancer-leading chemical, TBHQ. And if you have General Mills cereal sitting in your house today, do me a favor and throw it away. Contains bioengineered food ingredients. I'm gonna play some clips I was able to find for you guys, and you can tell me what you think in the comment section. Let's go.
Not the Kellogg's Pop Tarts. Who wouldn't pull that nice, warm, gooey, real fruit filling?
These toaster pastries contain yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40, 3 food dyes that have been banned completely in Austria and Norway. Elsewhere in the European Union, foods containing these additives are banned in food meant for infants. When not banned, products containing them often must include a label warning about their potential negative effects on children.
But it doesn't stop there. You see the Ritz? These are also banned in multiple countries as well. Let's check it out.
Ritz crackers are easy to get your hands on. It may come as a big surprise that if you visit certain countries and head to the snack aisle to grab a pack, you won't be able to find them. But the reason some countries do not allow Ritz crackers to be sold has to do with the ingredients list and how they are made. The problematic ingredient is partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil. It is a type of trans fat that is not allowed in food products in many European countries, including Austria, Denmark, Hungary, Iceland, Norway, and Switzerland. However, it is not only prohibited abroad, but in some regions in the United States, too.
I mean, don't you guys realize that they want to get us sick and keep us sick? They're literally selling us food that is banned in other countries because it's causing harm to the human body. Illnesses, cancers, reproduction issues, and the list goes on. But it doesn't end here, guys. Let's get a little bit more into it.
Now they suddenly decided, oh, we're not going to call it GMO anymore. We're going to call it BE, bioengineered. Right? So that's already hiding the fact. Most people don't know what bioengineered is. They'll see it on their label. They'll say, well, I don't know what that means.
So here's what the new labeling is going to look like. For example, this cereal box, which is now in compliance, lets you know right there on the labeling that it contains bioengineered ingredients.
So in other words, if your food labels have bioengineered, it's pretty much just a scientific term for GMO. And I'll play one more clip for you guys so you can get a better understanding.
Bioengineered food ingredients. What the heck is that all about? So the definition of bioengineered food ingredients is this: food that contains detectable genetic material that has been modified through certain lab techniques that cannot be created through conventional breeding or found in nature.
So in other words, anything bioengineered, it's not natural. It's man-made. It's getting us sick. If you want more like...
All right. So John, you want to speak on that before we go to the next one? What you think?
Sure, indeed. I can only say that we should be practicing what we've been taught, what we've been instructed to do, which is eat to live and not live to eat. We've been conditioned and programmed by society to live to eat. We look at food with a gluttonous mindset, so we don't eat properly according to nature's prescription. So, first thing of all, and I say this predominantly to Black people because we're the main people with this conditioning issue, we need to find the common ground to begin to feed ourselves. We don't feed ourselves. We function on an artificial format of eating. We go to what we call a supermarket, and we don't go to the garden that should be in everyone's home. We go to a supermarket where food is processed through a litany of time and given to us, and we accept it and eat it on face value, like we do most information that we get. However, these foods have been dangerous and wickedly concocted to kill us, bro. And that's damn near everything you eat now. And we don't realize it. So when we have these ailments and sicknesses, bro, as we get older, if you study history before 1930, bro, cancer was considered a white man's disease. We didn't have it.
Speak.
See, so all of a sudden, less than 100 years later, it's the top three killer of our people, and that's generational. Diabetes is another preventable disease that we do not study, that we do not try to prevent, that we do not invest in the proper dietary activity to prevent it. It's called diabetes for a reason because it can be diffused with your diet. The first thing they change when you got diabetes is your diet
Yep.
because that's the source of all sickness, your intake. And what we're doing is living to eat instead of eating to live. I stopped eating red meat when I was 14 years old after reading a book called Eat to Live. By the time I was 20, I stopped eating all meats, turkey, chicken, beef. Pork wasn't allowed in my home when I grew up. So all those predominant major meats, I was prohibited from eating just by studying. So now I look and perform a certain way that most people my age, especially the other people, clear people, dealing with the fact that I eat to live, bro. And we should be striving to do that 100%.
No, that's real talk, and I think a lot of us don't, like we said, that we don't take that in account, and we don't look at it for what it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into something that's even better than that. Now we just went on from those chips. So remember when I did that? I tell everybody I did that one back then about that in California when I did that show a long time ago when it first came out about that whole thing where they had all these different diseases and they didn't know where it came from and it was this lab and they were like, holy crap, what's going on? So let's see this one right here. Tell me what y'all think.
Get into this.
I've been in government 25 years. I've never seen anything like this.
First at 11, this one is tough to believe. An investigation tonight into a possible illegal medical lab. It was operating out of an abandoned warehouse in Reedley. Inside, mice bioengineered to incubate the COVID-19 virus. The lab was discovered near I and 9th Streets. 30 refrigerators and freezers, some broken, were found filled with bodily fluids. Health officials tell us they are shocked at the biological house of horror. CBS 47's Juanita Adame live in studio with the shocking details tonight.
Well, Brian, this story is so complicated. There are local, state, and federal agencies all involved.
But wait, hold on. The first clip I just showed you, it's not covering everything. COVID-19 wasn't the only disease they found in this freaking warehouse. Let's continue.
Bring a horrific scene in suburban California. An illegal biolab, reportedly backed by communist China, has been operating under the radar in Fresno. Authorities say the warehouse was packed with hundreds of mice in inhumane conditions, medical waste, and at least 20 infectious agents.
20 different infectious diseases. 20 of them. Now let's check a list of what those might be.
Bioagents included malaria, rubella, and HIV. He continues, chlamydia, E. coli, numerous other types, hepatitis B and C, herpes 1 and 5. The lab had, quote, 900 genetically engineered mice designed to carry various COVID strains, living in inhumane conditions with another 175 that were actually found dead.
And before we end this video, I wanted to point a few things out. I took a couple screenshots off Google Maps, and I wanted to show you guys a few things. Let's check it out. Here's one of the screenshots I took. So I zoomed into the sign, and I look, Hung Nin Inc. And I looked that up. It's a Chinese corporation. And then here's another screenshot I took. I mean, look at the makeshift windows and stuff. I mean, it just looks really, really sketchy. Let's continue. And another thing that really threw me off was there was a newer style Mercedes-Benz at an old vacant building. Huh? And this next image really sealed the deal. Now remember guys, all the photos I took from Google Maps was from this establishment, this undercover lab, Chinese lab that was found. And if you take a look at this vehicle behind me, you'll notice that it has Chinese lettering on it.
So let's get to that one. What y'all think so far? That's one of the videos. They go more in detail. So what y'all think? Oh shoot,
Shit,
CJ.
I think that's you. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I think that's the United States trying to frame China. Shit. I think we doing that shit, man. It's like, but and it's the crazy part about it, how they don't know when they got all this. He got all the evidence, the old boy right here. He got license plates, he got cars, he got all this. So we need to find out what's going on and why is this happening. Because all they gonna do, see, why is this not on CNN? This on local news. That's not on the big time news. What you want to get something right?
Anybody else want to speak on it?
Bro, that's that. Do you know what COVID is made from? COVID-19, SARS 2.0. It's literally made from 4 strands of HIV and a weakened strand of the Spanish flu. And this is how they made it. They made it in the lab. And if you note, they keep applying the Chinese identity to it. That's all brainwashing. That's hyperbole.
Right.
That's lies. Like, see, you don't have. First of all, if you would have had a Chinese lab in America producing those type agents or in possession of some of those agents are illegal. Them infectious agents, those so-called biological, those are chemical and biological agents of warfare. So if a Chinese establishment, business, whatever have you, under the name of a Chinese company, possess that, it would be, world news, and it would be an act of war. So them putting that Chinese name to it is the same thing as these so-called Israelis running around here killing Semite people and claiming they the victim.
So let me ask you this, John. I don't mean to take it to another. Why they always want to blame China? Like, why they always do that?
Because China's the greatest threat of revenge to America and Britain. Historically, see, like we don't study history, so we don't know what's going on. We don't know why the Bloods and Crips fight each other. We don't know that was white people first warring each other. The blue scarves or the blue bandanas against the red bandanas. That's 100 years ago.
Yeah. Yep, the blue versus red. There's
always
been a gang banging. Republicans, Democrats, always the blue and the red.
It's always been that.
But blue and red always, I be telling people, blue and red always been banging.
Oh, you talking about back to the war, the blue coats and the red coats.
Yeah, my niggas been Bloods and Crips. Man, listen, man, they created that blood. Come on, my nigga. We just fighting a war. That's their war that they started.
Right. Yeah. And these so-called wars, not even wars, they're called tribal skirmishes, conflicts. What we're dealing with now is a world war, but prior to that 400 years, we had what they call tribal skirmishes. So
my bad, I hate to cut you off, Jonathan. You go check it out. You can Google it. Just type in illegal lab on your Google search, and then just go to videos. You'll probably see a whole bunch of videos about it. You know what I'm saying? And then you can just, if you have a social media platform, or you can go to Instagram, it more likely might be on Facebook. I mean, it's a lot of places. It's right there in front sight. It's certain things that, again, one thing, like I said, I told Monkey Man this, and I told Ja this is the craziest thing. I tell Mikey and CJ. One thing the great Dick Gregory said, he said, once you put your blinders on, you put them glasses on, you know what the scary part is? You can never take them off. So get careful when you go to start looking at stuff, because you can't take it off. Monkey Man he go through these stages. He'll call me and be like, yo, bro, man, I can't take them off, Monkey Man. You see what you got to see now. You can't take them off.
Right.
So it's there. You know what I'm saying? So before you say anything else, John, I'm going to play this part 2 of this video too. And I want to hear, what y'all think. Jonathan, this is going to blow your mind too. So check this out.
Covered in Central California. Let's jump into this.
Public Health asked the county to keep some key details from the public, even as people were growing suspicious over what was going on.
We knew as soon as we came in there wearing these big suits, the personal protective equipment, cleaning out the site, residents are going to be looking around going, what's going on? And that's exactly what happened. But again, CDPH made clear, do not explain what's taking place at this site.
And these emails are proof. As early as April 28th, the county tried to revise an initial statement from the state to include the address of the illegal lab in Reedley and explain why staff would be wearing personal protective equipment. The following Monday, the Deputy Director of Communications for the Department of Public Health wrote, "We suggest you not point to the specific address and not mention PPE or law enforcement at this time, as we believe it could unnecessarily cause concern and questions."
We asked them, how can we engage with the public? And those emails show the California Department of Public Health really wanted us to be limited in what we said to the public, and we followed that direction.
So what they're talking about in the last clip is that California and government officials knew about this Chinese secret biolab located in Central California, but they did not want the public to know about it. Seems kind of sketchy, right? Let's continue. But let's pump our brakes real quick. Before I show you guys how bad it really is, this place is still under investigation and it's still pending. There's still a lot going on with this place. Let's continue.
Right, and what can you tell us more about their private funding? Obviously, we went over that they did get some money from our government, obviously the taxpayers, but what can you tell us? What do you know about the connections to China, the funding? Is there anything you can disclose?
Well, I can disclose it because when we filed court documents, those all became public documents. So I can let you know that I received an email from a gentleman purporting to be the lab CEO who was in China telling me he can't get a visa to come over and meet with me about the situation. Anybody that we have met with on the site has shown us documents that, Chinese nationals with U.S. documents. So I don't know exactly where all their funding has come from. But I can tell you that it is a completely privately funded lab. We know that because there was no public funding associated with it, which means they did not have to adhere to the same standards that publicly funded labs have to adhere to. Now, obviously, what we had in Reedley was even worse. It was the House of Horrors. These are bad actors that came to Reedley literally under the cover of night, never came for a city building permit, never came for a license. They were operating at night. We had some undercover officers watching people in lab coats going in and out at night. They didn't want us to know they were here in Reedley.
Oh, can I go first?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
First of all, like Josh said, that's why you got to know your history. You got to pay attention to everything. They always tell you, if you want to hide something, put it in blind and put it in eyesight. All that shenanigans and everything that she just said is a bunch of bullshit. There is no way that they cannot track. Okay, they track it back to Chinese, but now he's saying he can't get a visa to come over here, this and that and other. They want you to believe that, and they know for a fact not too many people are going to challenge it because it's the government. But all she just said was, we doing this. We gonna give y'all a little bit of information to make y'all believe that it's them that set it up, but it's really us. And we got a bunch of these factories running around here, and ain't nobody gonna be able to do nothing about it because we're creating the diseases. We want y'all to continue to get sick, and we gonna give y'all a little bit of bullshit to hush to quiet y'all for a minute so we can keep this thing going.
Yeah. Yeah, because think about it, all those rats and stuff in there. Like I was telling John, man, think about it. If they had 900 rats that all had these infectious disease, 200 of them died, and it's right there in California, and they just saying in California, where you think they're going to release the rats? And they're going to release them in the night. They're going to take them over there on Skid Row. They're going to drop them off there. And they're going to let them spread from there. And they're going to go there because nobody's going to question rats running in Skid Row.
Another thing, they again go back to the first initial conversation that we had today. It's in the food, it's in the medicine. Because how many of y'all have ever actually looked up ingredients of the medicine that the doctors prescribe to you. You just take it on account that this is a doctor and he knows what's best.
Yep.
He or she knows what's best. But we have no idea what is in the medicine and the vaccines. You think about every time a child is born, you automatic. Why are they still giving children vaccines for meningitis and all that other? Anybody had that stuff?
Right.
That's how they give it to us.
There you go.
That's the government's program.
Yep.
See, we grew up, we weren't allowed to take vaccines because we had religious exemptions. Now I understand why. Like I literally lived long enough to see the vaccine attack on our generation. See, our parents had the swine flu in the 70s,
Yep.
the Korean flu in the 60s, like all of these different influenzas, and they were getting vaccines for them, all the way back to them giving a whole generation um, cancer through the polio vaccine. Polio was like COVID. When the polio virus hit America, it was like COVID according to the panic and the construct of how the government interacted. They did the same exact thing, and that was to our grandparents and our some of our parents. And when they did that, we had a whole generation. Just think, right now, if you were between 35 and 60 years old, kidney failure is a massive business right now. While 30 years ago it wasn't. 25 years ago it wasn't. It was an actual specialty in medicine. Now dialysis is major business
Yep.
because this is how they knew that they were going to have these amount of patients. They knew that they were going to have these amount of sick people because of what they put in us back then. And they're doing the same thing now with this new vaccine, which nobody really studied the vaccine. And the vaccine is not even medicine, it's nanonites. It's an actual computer antenna in your body that's functioning at a nano sized, that's 1 millionth of a millimeter. That's like a billionth. That means you can't see it with the naked eye. You need a microscope to see it. And they put that in people's bodies. We were instructed not to take the vaccine. And when you go look up what the vaccine is, they literally have a computer that they can program with the proper frequency and signal and kill people at will. All of these young boys of color, heart blowing up in athletics between 12 and 24. That has never happened ever before, man. Not at this rate. We've seen people have myocarditis with, Hank Gathers and all of them, but we never seen this. So we got to watch what we eating, and we got to watch what we doing, bro. Because Hitler had a program called eugenics, and he got it from America.
That's
See,
real.
and,
That's
and,
real.
and and America is living up under that rule right now, bro. If you poor, uneducated, they really don't care whether you white, black, brown, yellow, or red. If you poor and uneducated, you're not worth living the life
Mm-hmm.
that and sharing the same air that they breathe. And we got to understand that these type of people that are really at the hierarchy of our society, especially politically and financially. That's why Bill Gates is buying up all the damn land in America
Yeah,
to
people don't
create
even
these.
know Bill Gates
Yeah,
owned
he the one behind all
200
of this
and
shit.
listen, bro, I'm about to get to the next one. We're gonna get to you set the next one up. Man, Bill Gates owns 262,000 acres of the United States.
Damn.
Most don't even
It
know
got
that,
it
dog.
got to be more than that. It got to be more than that right now, because the only person that was competing against him was Kanye West, and they got
Yeah,
mad at Kanye because Kanye bought damn near 100,000 acres in prime agricultural land in Wyoming, Dakotas, and
yeah.
Wyoming. He's creating two cities, two eco cities, and he's been the only person in competition. Now that land, by the government regulation, is like a national landmark. Like you can't do certain things. You can only hunt a certain amount of animals on that land per year, even though it's your own property. The government
Right.
has a regulation on it. However, it's like a part of the last wilderness that's been left. Bill Gates been buying up farms, bro. They've been slaughtering massive amounts of cattle and not giving it to the people.
That's a fact. Well, and this one right
So
here, I'm glad you, and I hate to cut you off, John, because you're going right into before you do that. Before you go into that. Let's go into. I'm gonna play this one right here. Now, y'all check this out. So what John was saying,
I
he's
want to say
basically right.
one thing.
Go ahead.
I just want to add one quick thing. I want
Go
all of
ahead.
us that's listening, please understand this. Your hospital is in your kitchen.
Amen.
Yep.
We should be, our parents and grandparents healed us with things from your kitchen. And
Yep.
if you eat to live, the medicine that you're supposed to get should come from the ground. If it's organic and you're organic, one of the same two carbon based elements, then your healing should come from the ground. It shouldn't come from a lab. Everything that comes from a lab comes from everything that's opposite to
That's
God
right.
or opposite to nature or opposite to life. That means it's an agent of death. That means it's an agent of wickedness and rebellion. And we have been partaking in that. So we should focus on
Nah, that's
making sure that
real.
we have the basic herbs to heal basic things at the very least and start eating to live instead of living to eat.
Nah,
Just
you
wanted to
right.
add on to that because that's how they killing us, bro. And we don't see it, man.
But no, you
Hypertension is the number one killer of black men, and they
and you
doing it
right
through our
about
diet.
that. And a lot of people don't know that. That's why you segue right into what I'm gonna show y'all. I want y'all to speak on this. So, like you said again, a lot of people don't know that Bill Gates owns about 262,000 plus acres in the United States. He is the only one right now that has the patent to the fake chicken, the lab chicken that they're pushing. He has two plants right now that he's built in California. A lot of people don't know that. He's the only one that has the patent, and he's the only one that FDA has approved as of right now. So I just want to give y'all a
Right.
fun fact on that. So let's watch
But
this and check this.
don't forget Bill Gates is just the head
Oh
of
yeah.
a broad tipped arrow. You feel
Oh,
me?
without a doubt.
So he's just the head. There's so many people with their money connected, tied to him, and behind what he's doing. And he's been doing this bullshit wickedness throughout the earth. You look it up, Bill Gates is also being sued by
Oh
India
yeah. Oh
for
yeah, about because of
billions.
that. So let's go ahead.
Vaccine, yeah.
Let me play
What he
this
did
real
to the
fast,
girls.
John. So all right.
So indeed.
Served at one of Jose Andres's restaurants here in D.C.
Okay.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's
First
a lot
the
to
lab
process.
grown. That's a
you know?
lot.
Okay, so we're working to learn which one. But here's some background on this new menu item that may change your mind. You may want it. It looks good, doesn't it, right there? Yeah, with a little drizzle on top and the tomatoes.
I think it's the words.
The words that you
I think that's the thing.
And I don't think this is going to help either. The U.S. Department of Agriculture just gave approval for 2 California-based companies to sell the so-called cell-cultivated chicken. Yeah, they've been grown in steel tanks using cells that come from an animal, egg, or a special bank of stored cells.
Well, that sounds delicious. As we mentioned, the lab-grown chicken will first be available at one of Jose Andres's D.C. restaurants, as well as a restaurant in San Francisco, and eventually you'll be able to buy it at the grocery store.
All right, so what's the point here? Well, the goal is to move away from meat production and ultimately improve our environment. So, tell us, would you try lab-grown meat? You can tag us on social media at.
So that's one, and let me play part two. So again, people don't, and I'm gonna throw another fun fact. They said cells, and then I'm gonna play this video. They said cells. A lot of people don't know that it's wild. So the chicken that they're using, they keep using this word cells and reproductive cells because they produce fast. Only chickens, I'm gonna say this to y'all, go look it up. Only chickens that has cancer reproduce cells faster than the average chicken. So they're using cancer-based chicken. Now that's just me. I'm black and slow. You get a chance, look into it. Let's play this part two.
Eat out, make sure you're eating the real thing. And if you're having a hard time understanding what I'm explaining, let's cut into some clips.
Some breaking news, U.S. regulators have approved the sale of chicken made from animal cells. And this move paves the way for 2 California companies to sell lab-grown meat. The U.S. Agriculture Department gave the okay today. The cultivated meat will be grown in steel tanks using cells from a living animal, fertilized egg, or special band of stored cells. That meat will only be sold at upscale restaurants.
Wait. So you mean to tell me that they're making these chickens in a laboratory? That's correct. So in other words, if your food is
So I'm gonna let y'all speak on that. I got one more video, but I want to hear y'all speak on that.
Yeah,
Quiet.
this is one of those situations where, they put everything right in front of your face, but a lot of people are operating with their eyes wide shut. It's insane that if it tastes good, most people will say they care, but they won't actually care. You can present a congregation with the information, but if there's no application, there's not going to be a solution. They're just going to keep previewing new things to people. People are going to complain about it. I'd argue it's a lot like the video game generation now. You have individuals that are looking for things to complain about. They complain about it, but guess what they still do? They're still avid users of consumerism. So, until there's actual action of people stopping to, consume these things, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, people are going to say, I don't want to do it, but they're still using these products. They're still eating the cheeses, still eating the chicken sandwiches from Popeyes and Chick-fil-A and all these other places because they're just believing that, well, it's not going to affect me. And if everybody believes it's not going to affect me, then we're all delusional. So we have to stop looking at it as an individual aspect and think about it as us as a whole. But what we keep doing is looking at it as individuals, and we just think that we're not going to be the ones to go through whatever the long-lasting effects of these things are. Because you have to understand, these are nuances. These are new things that are being presented upon us. Maybe it's been around for a long time, but to the extent that it is now, there's no data that is going to actually tell you what's going to happen. Now, we can say when we look at common ingredients what the long-lasting effects will be, but this whole package of them put together, we don't know what the long-lasting effects is. But I know one thing, it's going to lead to death. So like what Josh said about, people my age is randomly dropping with these attacks and stuff. Well, the food tastes the same, but it ain't the same. And actually, if you really think about it, it don't taste the same. So that's what I got to say about it. Until we stop being avid participators in consumerism and we start abstaining from certain things, it's only going to get worse. And it has to get worse before it gets better. So unfortunately, that's the truth.
Actual fact, crazy. My brother Mikey. Word is born.
Man, I'm not saying nothing because really right now, I'm very, very highly upset with the United States of America, bro. Like I'm talking about, I'm in my motherfucking feelings right now because you mean to tell me you ain't just trying to kill me, but you trying to kill my child and my grandchild, bro. And it's really fucking with me right now because I'm looking at how they taking the land and they putting 2 or 3 houses on the land. Because see, when I grew up, you had backyards. You don't have backyards no more. So they making the land small and putting more houses on it so we won't have room to grow enough. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the whole aspect of everything. Like I've been sitting here just quiet, looking at the whole world around me, and like my nigga, y'all talking about this is the land. It's like really you extorting us, like you bullying us to do this shit because we don't have the resource, especially growing up in the black neighborhood. Well, just put it because black neighborhoods ain't even black no more. Just growing up in the hood, you trying to tell me that a person in Section 8 housing can get to original organic food. They can't even grow their own food because this is not their property. So where's they going to get it from? It's like you put us in a position to do this shit, and there's nothing we can do about it. Like, bro, I really want to pull up to the FDA, or I want to pull up to the United States and say, man, what's really going on, my nigga? What y'all really doing? Because at the end of the day, y'all putting it in our face, and it's like it's either take it. It's like when your mama say, well, either you gonna do what we say or pack your shit and go. But you know I can't go nowhere.
No,
you know I can't go nowhere.
Monkey Man, we got a solution. The problem is we fell asleep on the plantation, bro. Like going to them and telling them, hey, look what you did to me. That'd be redundant. When in reality, we got one solution that everybody done use, bro. We just do for self.
Say that.
If we just unite, bro, stop living to be white. If we just unite and say fuck it, everything black, unapologetically black, 24/7, 365. Everything will change, bro. We already functioning in a uniform that they gave us. So we should be easy to function with unity. We're our own mindset, but we're going to be forced to do it, and it's going to be too late. The whole pie going to be taken, bro, and we ain't going to have nothing. We're the only people, bro, that just go to the supermarket for our food. You'll find everybody else at their local markets, and the local market is normally called the farmer's market. That's where the people that grow the food in your area bring their food to be sold without the interjection of the system. It's like eating off the grid. So I go to the farmer's market at least twice a week, if not definitely on Sunday mornings, bro. So it's what we need to start doing for ourselves. We have to follow the moniker, do for self. When you really doing for self, you like fuck everybody else, bro. And that's what we gotta get as a people. We do that, we can correct ourselves.
CJ?
Yeah, I wanna piggyback on what Jai is saying. And Monkey Man, you know me personally, and this is the shit that I've always been on. We have been too busy chasing their success for so many years that we missed every opportunity that we had to create our own lane, our own success. But that was a part of the brainwashing technique that started years ago. And that is one thing that I keep pushing. Y'all get this mental right. When you start realizing and like you say, taking out the glasses, doing more studying, understanding ourselves as a whole, and it don't just start with what you eating. It starts with your mentality. It starts with your mental. When we can get ahead of that, that's when we see a whole lot of things changing. But then we also got to get out of this crab in a bucket and this jealousy shit mentality. Just because this person over here speaks articulately, instead of being jealous of it, sit up under them and learn something. Because now we got two heads, and two heads is better than one. So we got to go all the way back and break up all of that stuff that they told us was bad about ourselves. Because what they did was they took that and they created a system to work against us based on who we were and what we knew how to do.
That's real talk. Nah, that's real. I mean, and I'm loving this right here. So check this out. I'm just gonna go a little bit more. I got this one video, then we'll switch to a different one. I'm loving this right here. This good, great bill. Check this out, y'all.
Million pounds of red meat and chicken last year. But what if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but instead of high-tech facilities? Scientists say that could be good for the environment and your health, and soon it could be on menus and store shelves.
This morning, the USDA has approved cell-cultivated meat to be sold to the public for the first time.
So that's where it all starts, just a few cells.
Two cultivated meat producers now getting the green light to begin commercially selling their chicken, not raised on a farm, but in a facility. The meat is grown using real animal cells and large bioreactors fed with nutrients. I recently got a tour of California-based Upside Foods, the nation's first and largest cultivated meat producer.
You're making chicken in there.
Yeah, so if you look at this is a approximately a 200 plus liter tank. And we take cells from a chicken or an egg. It takes 2 weeks to grow the equivalent of one chicken, 1,000 chickens, or 100,000 chickens.
So you're saying in this factory, you can make more meat faster and cleaner than an average farmer?
Well, ultimately, yes.
The company says cell-cultivated meat could help feed the world's booming population using a fraction of the land and water of animal farming and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Many experts say more study is needed.
I got to try this cell-cultivated chicken at the facility in California, guys. I got to say the texture was a little bit different, but it did taste like chicken. The company says they hope to get it on restaurant menus in the next few weeks, then maybe on store shelves in the next 5 years. And dozens of startup companies are getting in on the game, guys.
You mentioned the texture, so
that is crazy, dog.
Oh, God.
He tastes and he gonna try to and look, gonna turn around and say they don't know what the effect gonna do it, but they'll have it on the shelves in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, but experts said that first of all, I'm going on mute.
Ja, speak.
You know what's crazy, my brother? You know what's crazy, bro? Yeah. Like it's deep.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all are Trekkies or watch Star Trek, but in Star Trek, you can actually speak to the computer and demand what you want to eat, and the computer will make a 3D module of what
Yeah, I made that point earlier. Go ahead.
Yep.
Keep talking.
And now we're being phased biometrically into that phase of the plane. See, I'm gonna say this to our people. Our sister CJ made the point that followed up on a previous point that was said. And what we don't realize is that unity, the base word in unity is uni, which is as one. So when you're a unit and you have unity, you're as one. We move as one, we think as one. Everybody don't look alike. We just function alike. And until we do that, we can't change our circumstance because we don't control what we don't grow our food. And we have to start growing our food on a minute level, but make it a national priority for our people, bro. Because what's happening right now is that they're phasing your body into doing something else other than what it's naturally supposed to do.
Right.
And soon you're going to be eating these fake foods. well, we're not going to eat it. They're going to phase us out. We'll be dead by then. Our grandchildren will be eating this stuff.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Word up. And you'll have a life expectancy based upon your diet. So that means they can make sure everybody in the hood die by the time they're 40.
Go ahead, Mikey.
I got two things that I wrote down. So one of them says choosing to engage despite knowing the cons reflects a complex interplay of priorities, desires, and trade-offs. Understanding the downsides doesn't always deter involvement, highlighting the nuanced nature of decision-making in various contexts. So a lot of people know what's going to happen. They know the way that a movie ends. I mean, this all goes back to, we're not even going to talk about that, but it goes back to what was predetermined, what was put in the book, what was told by the Most High. A lot of people know this, but they choose to ignore it even when it's right in front of their face. And the reason that they can't take care of the ones that matter is because they don't even take care of themselves. When they don't even prioritize what they got going on, and it goes what to CJ said about the mental. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nothing else. You can't take care of the food that's in your refrigerator. You can't take care of the pets. You can't take care of the kids. You can't take care of your responsibilities because you can't even take care of yourself. So with that being said, these individuals that lack the discipline when it comes to themselves, they're not going to be able to discipline themselves from what they put in their mouth because what's inside is already rotten and the person within is already forgotten. That's the reason why they indulge in everything. And like John just said, it'll be too late before anything. The grandkids, the great-grandkids will be eating it because it's fake food, but there's already a lot of stuff going on here. There's fake content. There's fake music. There's fake everything's fake. What's next is the food, and then what's next after that is the people.
Facts.
That's facts.
You know it's deep, Maki. We just talked about that on the other show with the designer babies. Like
Yep.
we already living in this age. The things that we're talking about already exist. They're already interactive with us.
Right,
It's
right.
incumbent upon us to look at our. If black people have to lose this one thing, and CJ, Sister Queen spoke on it. We have to lose the mentality of individualism. That's a slave-like mentality that has plagued and diseased our people, bro. We always think about I, me, mine. We don't think us, we. And until we do that, we're gonna be stuck like this, bro. It don't matter how many of us grow micro gardens in our community like I have. It don't matter how many of us give us instructions on the right way to go, the right path to lead. We're always going to deviate and keep having the GPS re-instruct us to go back to the course. And when you go back to the course after deviating from it, you contend the contestants, your competitors, they keep going straight. So
And
you
John, I
never
got a
catch
question
up.
to ask you. I got a question to ask you because that's 100% facts. Like, no matter how much we self-improve ourselves, the lone wolf gets slaughtered. So
Right.
I got to ask you, what is the solution? Because every time we try to tell each other about one another, when it's all in good faith, envy, jealousy, and just insecurity gets involved. And that's the reason why we don't talk to each other because we always feel like we're in competition with one another. And if I right you wrong, you believe that I'm just doing you wrong when really I'm just trying to see you do better. How do we fix that as a people? Because we really don't talk to each other, and a lot of times we look at each other as the enemy rather than the actual enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Maki, when Cross and Born first had me on their show about 2 years ago, I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I said then to the brothers. There's one way that we can communicate with all black people, no matter where you're at in America, and that's through the communication of black pain. That's the one thing we all have in common. We can't escape it. See? So my philosophy from the beginning, as I told them, what I'm going to present to the world of the internet is that communicative philosophy, which is black pain, is the attentive, it's the diamond, it's the jewel that we all relate to, we all can identify with, but we never discuss it intellectually. We always have emotional discussions from black pain, but black pain must be addressed intellectually. And that's how we can begin to corral and garner the mentalities of our people, bro. Because we think individualistically by design, and nothing that lives life is individualistic in its function, in its activity, bro. You can't find one blade of grass that's the same size.
Even the
But when you
Spartans
look
had
at it, it
300
just looks like
people.
grass.
Even the
Yeah.
Spartans had
When
300 people. There's no one man that can stop. It don't matter if you make better
no
choices in
no
your
one
life.
man. You ever see one snowflake?
No, I never saw it.
Right.
I never saw
What
that.
about one raindrop?
Yep. So
See?
John's
You can't even
crazy though.
find
Like,
one leaf.
yeah, we need a team because
See?
if I make all the right decisions in my life, it don't matter because if the populace isn't making it, well, guess what? All those decisions that you made don't mean nothing.
But see, Mackie, another thing, and I love this. Ja just said something that was very amazing. See, you can't. That's why we have to understand and be careful what you listen to, what you actually speak about,
Right.
because if you want to be the solution, your life has to reflect that. So creating a platform where you tell people it's safe to come here and talk about your pain, but at the end of it we're going to have a solution, because creating
Right.
the safe place and having the open discussions is what draws the people in. But if you are not careful and you're talking about something, or you're telling people to come and be a part of it, but your motive is not correct, see, you're going to end up actually setting a blaze and you're going to create the chaos. And so I just want to add that when these kind of conversations are being had, like the people in the chat and whatnot, even us, we're all learning something, but the content, we're chiming in because we actually want to get to the solution.
Facts.
And you know what the solution is for Black America? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, make all men and boys FOI. He didn't say make them join the military, join the nation. He said make them FOI. Give them the winning characteristics of their nature. Create the king out of the male that was made through slavery. Return Superman to his place from being man. And that's our problem. That's what we're missing. We're missing discipline and order. And it must come from within, communal discipline and order, not what the white man imposes on us when we go commit a penalty in this society. We should teach all men and boys how to be real Black men. And once we do that, our Black women will believe in us. They will accept us as men. They will see us as producing elements in their lives that has been put here to provide, protect, and profess for them. That's the way we change our whole community. And we do that by doing for self. The first thing we have to do is be men again. And that's all the brothers, man. Because the prerequisite of being a man is being responsible.
No, that's a fact, John. And I'm glad we're having this great build. So we're going to take this intermission. I got this one last video we're going to play. And I got two. We're going to get to this one. We'll see how it is. But let's get to this intermission real fast.
Smash, hopping this shit and I'm fast. I ain't gonna crash. Leave a nigga down on his ass. Cause a nigga thinking that he bad. Looking at the drop with the top. A nigga gon' fly cause he really wanna take my spot. Boy, you not. You ain't even coming up close. Cause my shit coming out gross.
Again, Cross living their life, get them up in their feelings. We put him on blast with the Plug Podcast, but he know he be spitting at the realest. And when you see us rocking at the top, then he knows real shit. Swimming in the money pool, cause we ain't giving up on this. Only wishing you could be like us in the end, though it is what it is. If you can't even keep up, then why bother trying to speak up? A lot of people say they can do this, but then they freeze up. They're talking all their shit, but when we pull up, you say, hold up, homie, make up your mind. Is you a real one or a faker?
Fuck your podcast if it ain't the fucking plug. I ain't trying to conversate if you ain't showing love. I be hella confident I got it out the mud. You be capping, you ain't like that, homie, what the fuck? I be running through these racks, that's my fitness.
Sophisticated in a groundbreaking feat, a Chinese team has developed drones with human brains. But why are these brains called human brain drones? Most drone swarms are typically designed to simulate bee and ant colonies. The Chinese team, however, designed the human brain drone swarms with the ability to talk and collaborate, just like humans. These drones can communicate and collaborate. They're designed to engage in group chats, to discuss and assign tasks among themselves, much like us. Each drone comes equipped with a human brain-like technology, allowing them to chat with each other using natural language. The chatability enables both operators and drones to communicate with each other in human language, resulting in the breaking down of barriers between humans and machines. Reports say the human brain-like technology is based on a Chinese open-source large language model called Intern-LM, developed by a team of researchers at the School of Artificial Intelligence, Optics and Electronics at Northwestern Polytechnical University in Shaanxi Province. These drones can be used during security patrols, disaster rescue, and even aerial logistics. These drones come equipped with multiple sensors and algorithms for low-altitude search, obstacle avoidance, and visual positioning. In other words, these drones can detect their surroundings from different angles and positions, allowing them to collect data and execute tasks efficiently. Meanwhile, the Chinese government is working towards establishing itself as a global leader in humanoid robot technology by 2027. The ultimate goal is to create humanoid robots capable of operating in harsh and dangerous conditions.
Anybody want to speak on that one? They put human brains in drones.
Mackie just said it. Like,
Yeah.
eventually, everything is not going to be. It's going to be non-existent. And I just want to know what is their fascination with with all of this stuff, because to me they they want to play God. They want to show
That's
God
exactly
and
what
say, I
it
can
is.
do something better.
That's exactly what it is. You just hit it on the head.
That's
That's
what it
exactly
is.
what it's about.
It's
That's what it's
it's
about.
it's it's the Trinity.
Yep.
See, God has an opponent that He created. We call him Satan, and that's the rebellious spirit. So
Yeah.
when you want to defy the right path or the rightful one or the original one with the rebellious spirit, that comes with the activity of what we call hate and envy and greed and lust. And these mindsets, these emotions is what cause us to have this dysfunction. His dysfunction is dominance. And his whole goal is to create life beyond life so he can outdo the original man or the original one. And we nowhere near the spectrum of understanding or recognition to that type of war. We only see the remnants or the crumbs falling off of the larger cake.
Right.
But that's their ultimate goal, is to replace human beings so that they can maintain the supremacy and hierarchy of life itself. That's why they're killing us through the food. They're killing us through the mindset and the program behaviors. We don't have families anymore, so we don't have communities, no nation. And we're the only people like that. And I'm only saying us because that's the only reality that I have, is being a black man. I study as much as I can, but I'm a black man. And damn it, we are the ones behind the eight ball with this shit. And they're going to replace us. When they replace the slave, what more do they have? What good do they have for you? They'll just kill you and go and live in the way they desire to live. You have to do for self. And we done ran out of time. We need to do something, but we have to do it for ourselves and not depend on the slave master to do it for us.
Thanks. That's good.
Yep. Nah, that's real facts, man. I know my man. I hate to even call him because I know he's still upset. I hope he didn't calm down. Monkey man, can you be? Yeah, I feel bad in him. I ain't saying that because I'm like, damn, Monkey man, he's very upset right now, and I can feel it. I can feel it through the goddamn screen. So, Monkey man, can you at least elaborate? We got to stay in the professional. In your professional gear.
Yeah, I'm still upset, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to
I already
you
know.
because they always want to throw the rock and hide the hand when the whole time, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about no human brain in no drone. I really don't care, bro. Like, oh Lord, I'm gonna change it. She went with it.
Hey, Monkey
Hey,
man,
let
you
me
remember
change my
RoboCop?
grandbaby right quick.
All right, go ahead.
You remember RoboCop though, right? What was
Yeah,
RoboCop?
yeah.
RoboCop eventually became a
Exactly
human
that.
brain
A cyborg.
inside of a robot.
Yeah.
See?
It's a
And that's what
cyborg.
they call it, a cyborg, because you're syncing organic with the mechanical.
Yeah.
But it's deep. Now look at it right now. They got the RoboCops out in New York.
Yeah.
Nigga, I see the dogs and the them damn, I don't know, they look like a Rosie from the Jetsons. Word
That's
up.
crazy.
But
What
they got these RoboCops out here, man.
What was the movie with Will Smith? Where
iRobot.
is it iRobot where the robots ended up trying to take over at the end, and Will Smith
iRobot.
had been warning them the whole time?
Yep, iRobot.
Okay,
See?
again, prime example, and like Ja just said, they're replacing. See, and I love that because we were the slaves, right? And so now we have voices, we got our own minds, and they kind of fear that we're coming together, and they see this change that could actually happen. So now they created the diseases, and they're putting it in the food, and we're getting sick, and they're telling us we got high blood pressure, but keep eating this and the other. So we're dying off, and now they're creating the robot to replace the slave.
Yep.
Facts.
And that's what they call a robot, actually.
There you
A
go.
robot that's
There you
on
go.
the assembly. He's just they
Yep.
slaves. They're called slaves.
But
See,
you,
and all
Yeah,
they do
but
is
you know,
function. They don't
but
get
you know,
tired. They don't eat. None of that.
not to this is not a mockery at all, but in the Bible in one version of the Bible, what are we called? We're actually
called slaves.
there you go. At one time, we were called slaves, but it was supposed to be to say that we're all servants of God. But in reality, we were considered slaves.
And we got to realize that there's different levels to slavery, like there's different levels to crime or sin. So different degrees. But however, being a slave can be a good thing if you're a slave to the right thing, like Black unity. See, we were slaves of Black unity, we'd be great because we will willfully do everything in our subconscious and conscious power to function for the directive of one unit.
Thanks.
And everybody's doing it in our face, and we keep complaining about it. Like we supposed to be something different. That's because the white man made us white. We're not Caucasian. We're white inside in your head.
Look, we're not Caucasian. We're conditioned.
Yes, exactly. So we have to. That's the mold that we got to break right now,
and
bro.
more shampoo. We need less conditioner and more shampoo in this.
Yes,
come on,
yes, facts, Maki, facts. The wise has spoken. That's actual fact, Maki. Word is bond. We need to cleanse everything, let it go, and so that we can begin what's real, that what we really desire. Like, man, we're gonna come to a point where you're gonna have no other choice. Right now, this war breakout, we about to see something you've never seen before. When these banks start closing, when you can't get no food from the supermarket.
Say it. We just talked about this. Say it.
They ran their test run in 2020. They ran their test run. They called it COVID pandemic. That was a rehearsal.
Yep.
It was a dress rehearsal on how they will make things. And we was happy just staying in the house. But bro, if you don't have no essential business where you can function on the outside of the whole infrastructure
and
while being in it,
and
right, you're gonna be hit.
You don't have trade if you don't have your own.
And a survival kit. You might not grow your own food, but what you need to do is start storing the right food.
Yep.
Believe me when I tell you, have a survival kit. Because any of us that's over the age of 40 years old grew up with our grandparents or our parents having that pantry in the basement or having that pantry room that was filled with food enough to sustain your homes for at least 3 to 6 months. And get that much water in your home.
For everybody that is listening, y'all can get on Amazon and you can actually order the survival food and the kits right now. They do have them on Amazon because I've been ordering them for me and mine.
Right.
Yes, they do.
No, this is a good
one. Y'all remember in Florida when they had the hurricane, the white guy was out there with their guns selling water at $5 a bottle.
Yeah.
So get water. You can go without food for a few weeks, but you can't go weeks without water.
Yeah.
That's a
so
fact.
Get your storage of water up. 2 bottles per person per day.
So I got one. So Monkey Man, he he's a little upset about how the girl be doing it. So I'm gonna give him a chance to I'm gonna play this last video, and then that way I get him to explain so he can be able to take it out on this. All right. So here we go.
We've been waiting for. This the moment where you're about to take over, and you don't get tired. You don't get tired. You got motion. That's why they can't fight the fight you fought and won. You're not afraid to go to war. You're not afraid to stand 10 toes down. That's why they can't walk a mile in your shoe. Turn it to me. I told you, when you build different, you receive different, you lead different, you apply that pressure different. Because you one of a kind. You one of a kind. Told you. You who your bloodline been waiting for. Because you stand on business. You stand on business. Big dog. Turn them up. Yeah, that's real.
They say he was simply suffering from a mental illness, and they feel like a conversation with him that night could have prevented his death.
He was murdered. Not by a gun, not by a knife, but with somebody's hands. You know what I'm saying?
A reportedly ruthless beating that left a Fontana man dead in Arizona. The suspect has since been charged with second-degree murder, but now it's the victim's family compelled to defend his character.
He probably was really just trying to get into a stall to a restroom.
The incident happened at this Quick Trip gas station. Authorities say Melvin Harris's 16-year-old daughter was in the bathroom, that she told her dad, Leon Armstrong, tried to get in her stall. Armstrong's aunt says he was off medication for schizophrenia and may have just been disoriented.
We knew automatically that he was definitely not going in there to do anything to those young ladies.
Court documents show Harris's daughter notified an employee and that Harris told a security guard to take care of it or he would do it himself. Witnesses told police that Harris then punched, kicked, and stomped Armstrong until he was unconscious and then left.
You cannot tell someone they're wrong for protecting their children.
Harris's fiance is now defending him as well, saying he feared what would have happened to his daughter had Armstrong gotten into that bathroom stall.
Now, I'm saying free that man. How you gonna blame it now, Monkey Man? He said he kicked the thing off. Go ahead, Monkey Man.
No, I want you to play it one more again. I wasn't paying too much. I just caught the end.
All right, so this is okay. Check this out. This guy right now is being in jail for the murder of this guy, and they're trying to take defense that he had a mental problem. But check it out.
I feel like he's been unfairly portrayed as a predator, when in reality they say he was simply suffering from a mental illness, and they feel like a conversation with him that night could have prevented his death.
He was murdered. Not by a gun, not by a knife, but with somebody's hands. You know what I'm saying?
A reportedly ruthless beating that left a Fontana man dead in Arizona. The suspect has since been charged with second-degree murder, but now it's the victim's family compelled to defend his character.
He probably was really just trying to get into a stall to a restroom.
The incident happened at this Quick Trip gas station. Authorities say Melvin Harris's 16-year-old daughter was in the bathroom, that she told her dad, Leon Armstrong, tried to get in her stall. Armstrong's aunt says he was off medication for schizophrenia and may have just been disoriented.
We knew automatically that he was definitely not going in there to do anything to those young ladies.
Court documents show Harris's daughter notified an employee and that Harris told a security guard to take care of it or he would do it himself. Witnesses told police that Harris then punched, kicked, and stomped Armstrong until he was unconscious and then left.
You cannot tell someone they're wrong for protecting their children.
Harris's fiance is now defending him as well, saying he feared what would have happened to his daughter had Armstrong gotten into that bathroom stall.
Where's
Man,
Johnny
free that
Cochran
nigga.
so he can get that man out of jail?
Yeah, man. Man, get the free Melvin Harris, man. Man, that's what any daddy would do. Here's the problem I got with them. Now y'all crying, but y'all didn't cry when he was off the medication. How did y'all know he was off medication? And why the hell would y'all let him walk around? And he had enough time to go in there. The woman told the attendant, the daddy walks in there, this dude's still tweaking. And like, I want to hear what y'all got to say if y'all don't mind. That shit pissed me off.
Go ahead, Monkey
Man,
Man.
My daughter, your daughter, his daughter, anybody I see trying to go in the stall with another female, it's gonna be a problem, bro. Like, and that's the whole thing about it. Okay, I mean, you can't tell nobody how to give an ass whooping. I mean, it's just what it is. What happens,
Yeah.
what happens. Huh?
where's the binky?
Oh, I gotta bring you one. You talking about her?
Feels fine.
Oh, her pacifier. It's in there. Yeah, I'm being pawpaw right now. Hold on.
Nah, that's
Somebody
all
go
right.
ahead.
That's all
I'll
right.
come back.
All right, either one
Oh, she got
chime
it.
in.
Oh, okay, nah, she got it. So
Okay.
at the end of the day, like, yeah, man, free that man, because at the end of the day, okay, you was wrong for what you done, but just, and then that's the thing about it. You want us to give sympathy. I can't say retarded, can I? For the man, the mentally ill man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
mentally ill.
saying? You want us to have sympathy for the mentally ill man. But what if that was your child and somebody mentally ill did the same thing? What would you do? All he doing is act, we protectors. That's what a father supposed to do. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing about it, mentally ill or not, if you go back home to your fiance and say somebody tried to go in there with the child, first thing your fiance gonna say is, "What did you do?" Oh, I ain't do nothing. I got the store people, but they, they ain't did nothing because the man told the store, y'all need to do something. So they must didn't do it fast enough. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. I know one thing. I don't care who child it is. I know if it ain't right, it ain't right.
Yeah.
It ain't right, man. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna feel sorry because the man was mentally ill and off his meds. Well, why y'all ain't taking, like you said, Cross? Why y'all didn't make sure he was taking his meds? Come on, man.
So I want to
Monkey man.
go ahead,
I
Joe.
don't think I don't I don't think he was that mentally retarded.
Mental health,
Right.
Because
mental health, mental health,
that
mental health.
same thing. That would have been that.
Same
No,
That
no,
would
no,
have
no,
been
not for
that.
you two, not for you two. Mental health, mental
Yeah,
health.
that for
That
you
would have.
too.
I don't believe he was that mentally challenged. And to
Right.
begin with, I believe that was part of the narrative that was given to a family that was upset. And when I say that, meaning this, he wasn't in a state of being autistic, so he could have been, had a few behavioral issues or
Right.
drug problems because prior to that he was out asking for money. And remember, if he accepted the refusal or to being rejected for money, then that stuff, that psychological stuff would have kicked in then. See, you would have had a different altercation. It would have been a different interaction, but it wasn't. My
I say,
man went and tried to
Right.
get into the bathroom, trying to either push up on Shorty or stress Shorty for money.
So
I
Either way,
CJ, so I got a question for CJ as a mother. Like that woman was sitting there fighting, and fighting for the daughter's dad to get free. How
yeah.
do you feel about that? And then how
So
I guess on both sides, both women were sitting there
there you
defending.
go.
One was
I was just about
yeah,
to tell you that I'm about to speak on both parts as a mother. Now, this is my perspective, and
yeah.
this is because I have been on both sides of this thing. So I'm gonna break this down. The
Okay.
mother, the mother of the daughter, hey, I agree with everything that she's saying. You cannot tell that man how to defend his child because at the end of the day, ain't nobody in their right mind gonna let that kind of situation happen and don't go to bat for the child and the father that came to the rescue. Now, the mother of the victim and that brother, they have been dealing with this kind of stuff in their family. The non accountability, and I would not be surprised if he has not done that to some other child and gotten away with it
exactly,
because they were full of
exactly,
excuses. They were
exactly.
full of excuses. And that is one thing that is very popular in Black families. The cousins and the uncle, they get to do stuff to the kids. And guess what? It's swept under the rug and they make excuses. So somebody got smart and said, well, just say he has a mental problem and his medication he wasn't on and he should be
Yep,
able to get away with it again. He ran into that brick wall because he had
Facts,
done it
facts.
and got away with it before.
yep. I
Cause I'm
agree.
finna tell y'all something. By law, because I was a drug addict, I got a mental health problem because I like to get high and I don't like to take baths and I don't like to do what everybody else do and I like to steal. So I'm mentally ill by right. You know what I'm saying? So what type of mental illness do he have? Because he got enough sense to ask for money. Just like I got enough sense to
Yeah,
Right,
steal and know I'm
that's
doing
true.
wrong
I like the
when
way
I
you
was
going
on
with
right.
that,
drugs.
Job.
So what the
That
hell?
was
What
deep.
is mental health? Cause see, no, I ain't lying. In the state of Texas, I qualified for housing because I was a drug addict because my life became unmanageable. I couldn't manage my life. A mental health person cannot manage their life.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because the first thing we saying is mental. So they don't have the mind capacity to know right from wrong. So at the end of the day, he knew what he was doing. I don't care, bro. First of all, we ain't stating the fact he's in the women's restroom. Let's look at
Thank
that.
you.
Yep,
Thank
Let's
you.
look
yeah.
at that off the muscle. He's in a women's restroom. So we gonna stop there. We know he knew where he was at. That man too old not to know them different. I know people that's mentally ill and know the right from wrong from the men's restroom and the women's restroom. Ain't that and you ain't have to use it that bad. Cause I know you probably passed up a whole lot of other stalls. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I'm on my phone one day and I wasn't paying attention. But I walked into the woman's restroom. I'm on my phone because you know we just had this conversation yesterday with me and my
Yeah.
fiance CJ about me being on this phone. So I
Yeah.
accidentally, but I noticed it wasn't no urinals in there. I said, "What the hell? Why they ain't got no urinals in here?" So I still took me a pee, And then I came out like, oh shit, I walked in the woman's room. I wasn't paying attention. So, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So I know for a fact he can't, nobody can tell me he's that mentally ill where he don't know right from wrong. The man was
yeah.
fully clothed. He was fully clothed. So come on, I mean,
Real
come on,
shit.
man. How y'all know? How y'all know he
and
wasn't
he
on this
and he did it
medicine?
and he did it more than once. That's the problem.
And he
Thank
done it
you.
more than once.
See, he
And
was
plus,
he was already told. He was already told because the father forewarned the cashier attendant. See, oh, you're not
right.
gonna do
And
nothing. Now I'm gonna do
but
something.
let me,
See, so
but let me, I'm finna hit y'all with a bad one before you go, John. I'm finna hit you with a bad one right here. On autopsy take almost 10 months. So how they didn't know he was on his medicine?
Thank you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
but
come on, man.
guess
Yeah,
guess what? Guess what? It was simple. He got caught out there, and the family used that excuse
That's what I
because
said.
they seen everybody else using that excuse, and that's a great
right.
excuse. It just don't work with everybody. See, when
Show
when
don't
you
work
when
with
you
me.
think that it's a common example of being black, skinned it while thinking you white. See, running around here talking
Nah,
about
that
he
was a
had
good one.
mental health issues. Yeah, he running around here talking about mental health issues. No, man, we know what you was up to. You was
Yeah, he
probably
was
on
straight.
drugs.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
you was
straight
on
chested.
drugs, bro. You was either on drugs out in the streets, or you was somewhat slow, mentally challenged, and you was out there wailing off of your get-ems, and nigga
Yeah,
got
he
you.
was
That's
off
what
that.
happened.
He was off that Kool-Aid and that little Debbie's and Skittles and all that
Now I
Nah,
want
good.
to.
like the sister said, when they're a little slow, but they be on they touchy feely, snatchy, takey shit.
Yeah,
Now I want to say. I want to add this. The system is very happy
Damn,
right now because you
Yeah,
got one black man dead and you got another
yep,
black man behind bars.
yep.
yep.
And
Two for
two
one.
families indebted financially.
There you go.
See, when
That's
you
a
go to
fact.
jail, bro,
and
Man,
then
yeah, when you
man.
go to all that money that's spent, you don't even look at how much money you spent when you go to jail. And you know when you got to bury somebody, it costs this much to bury you, a little bit more than to bury you than does to have birth. So
Yeah.
and then
No, that's
they
real
then
get
talk.
so
paid
so we can keep the
every way.
so we can keep the money coming in. We gonna push the mentally ill issue so we can keep this man in jail.
There
This
you
shit
go.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just
Yeah,
but
man.
see,
Well,
there's a
look,
way
man.
around
I'm
everything.
I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. This was a great one, man. We still got a lot of people. Make sure y'all hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna let Monkey Man start. We're gonna go around. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna let the lady first. CJ, speak on everything today. You can do your wrap up, shout out your stuff. Then we're gonna go around the table. Monkey Man, Maki, then Jai at the end. So, CJ, if you can start with that.
All right. Salute to everybody on the panel. Cross. Thank you again for having us up. I appreciate y'all. This has been a wonderful discussion. And December the 1st, I don't have the time yet,
December
but I
1st.
will be going live on my own platform, my own podcast. CJ said it 227. So y'all please go subscribe. The YouTube is already up. I do want to say this. Jai, thank you again for reminding us that we got to come together. Our success
man.
is what God has for us. So if we
Yes,
want to
man.
do it, we can. I tell people all the time, we're greater together. It's not about one platform. It's not about one person. If we want to see the change, we got to be the change. Start with your mental and get yourself set up. Y'all, if y'all in this chat, it's a real thing. We're about to see a war that we've never seen before. It's happened, but it's our era. It's our time to go through something now. We can come out on the other side. So prepare yourself, get your water, get your stash of, your stuff that you're going to have to cook without gas and all this other kind of stuff, because it's going to happen. And if you don't have nothing to trade, go ahead and start stacking up and everything now. But I love y'all. I hope everybody has a productive day. And once again, Cross, thank you for allowing me to be on such an awesome platform.
Thank you. I appreciate that. CJ. Monkey Man, what's up, dog? Damn, we got people coming in here late, 2:34. Y'all needs to missed it now, dog. My brain don't work that long. Monkey Man, go ahead, dog.
Man, first off, man, shout out to everybody on the panel. This was a good deal. But I need y'all people in the chat and everywhere else, man, to wake up.
Salute.
So CJ said they already got a survival kit on Amazon.
Yeah,
So
they
they
do.
must know something we don't know. See what
No,
I'm
come on.
saying?
Come on.
Now, I'm finna go back to something because I wanted to say something earlier, but I was taking care of my little girl. Now, look, the man on the news say, what if we told you that your food was genetically modified? So let's rewind there. Let's say, not let's say, we already been serving you genetically modified food. But
Yeah.
before y'all find out, we finna tell you
Yeah.
what if and
Yeah.
we finna start. They already been doing it. You see what I'm saying?
Fact.
But they want to
Fact.
they want to go and say like they want to go act like because this gonna be the first time. See, they a lot to see this. That's what I listen to people. See, when you in the streets, you gotta listen to a nigga because see, they trying to fast talk you. They trying to fast talk you, bro. You not gonna tell me, oh, so this the first time we finna try this. You finna put fake meat on the market, and this the first time.
Yeah.
Y'all already been doing it. Y'all just want to see how long it reacts to the human body before y'all take it off the market before we really know about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all walking around here or lab mice, man. Lab mice, bro.
That's it.
They trying stuff on us, bro. And R.I.P. Dr. Sebi, bro. And it's stuff that we got that the earth God put stuff here already for us to heal our bodies, bro. But since this person is more it's so-called well educated than me, which is the doctor, and he got all these credentials, I'ma listen to him, but the whole time he killing me.
Yeah.
Cause why you gonna tell me I'm taking blood pressure medicine, but I can never get off the blood pressure medicine? Ain't this to help my blood pressure? I can't do
That's what I
nothing
thought it
naturally,
was.
exercise or nothing to bring my blood pressure down. Maybe if I stop eating what I was eating to bring my blood pressure. But we'll sit here and we'll listen to these people. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, and I hate to say this and forgive me, but I don't know what type of people we is. Because one minute we say we don't listen to the white man, but we doing everything the white man tell us to do. So I don't
Ooh.
understand it. I don't understand it. Cause right now I don't even want to eat. Y'all done fucked up my whole day. We was supposed to go to
That's
Cheesecake
good.
Factory. I swear. Me and
That's
my
good.
girl I'm finna tell her, man, I don't know what to do. Cause
You
she
don't know
just
what to
showed me
do.
on TikTok. Yeah, she just showed me on TikTok where they making genetically modified
Chicken.
and I really want a salad, but I don't know if the salad real.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh, I'll
twisted,
show
man.
you
I
that
don't
one
know
day how
what's
they
going
make
on, but I
lettuce.
know one
If I
thing, man.
showed you how they
We
make
need to start waking up. Like the boy and Mr.
Oh,
Jai, boy, you
it's
always
a
feed my soul.
video.
Boy, I've been hearing the word unity, and I know unit means one, and I never thought about unity means one. I thought it just mean come together. But everybody can come together and not be on the same page. You in unity, we
That's a
all in
fact.
sync, we all on one accord. We know the game plan. Let's conquer the game plan and weed out the people that's not a part of the game plan, bro. That's all I had.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So what y'all so I got so we got Marky. Marky, you wanna lay something down on the ground?
Man, this is organic news right here. You ain't gonna get this on these genetically modified platforms. So, with that being said, everybody talks, but when it's time to put your money where your mouth is, a lot of people be quiet. So, what I say right now is support your people, support your platforms. Y'all go to the stores and support all these other brands that don't know you exist. If you got a few dollars to spare, this week add a new piece of the plug podcast merch to your you know what I'm saying, to your closet. Get your apparel, wear your people, because you already get the game from your people. You might as well show some type of respect, but that's neither here nor there. I will tell you, I think that you should look into, because I know you're really busy. You do a lot of stuff in real life, like a lot of these people that sit around on panels and freestyle together and all that weird shit. You actually
Yeah,
have things to do. So I think you should try making a sub channel where you give like people like myself, CJ, Monkey Man, Jaw topics, and then we could be extensions of you and get on there and break it down on a daily level. We're all busy, but I got a lot of
I
time for you to
got you.
make time. So you need to do that
I
because this
got you.
shit needs to be heard every day. Every time you come back, it's like a refreshing sip of lemonade that's made at the stand. But when you're gone, the absence is felt. So we need to make this a daily
I
routine. We have
appreciate
to
that.
keep if you put it in front of people every day, it's gonna be good. Out of sight, out of mind. So we got to do this more consistently because we'll be able to measure if the solution is being upheld. So with that being said, Man, shout out to Josh, shout out to Monkey Man, shout out to CJ, and shout out to Boss Cross. I'm signing off.
Much love.
I appreciate that, King. I appreciate that. My man Ja Muhammad.
Peace to the kings and queens, the gods and earths of the universe. You already know, man, the Plug Podcast is the place to be, man. I just had to come through and speak with my brothers and sisters. It was a blessing to hear the sister, CJ, and you're welcome, my sister. And also thank you as well. And definitely see my man, Monkey Man, man. And Maki, man, he always coming and bringing that youthful wisdom that we supposed to be proud of with our experience wisdom. And the good young God is definitely giving me, I told him before, hope that the future is secure. The intellect shall survive. The black intellect shall be here. So I just want to share with our people, begin the idea, the ideology, the philosophy, the daily practice of doing for self. Meaning that when you do for self, when you see yourself in others. And when you see others, you see yourself. So when you're looking at another black man or woman, you're looking at the original people of the planet. You're looking at God themselves. And when you see another, you should see yourself. So we should be doing for self. As a people, we should be focusing on how to figure out to connect our generations first and then unite as a people simultaneously. And if we can do that, we can change the condition that we've been living under and avert the death that we're living under, because we dying every day at an unprecedented rate, and we are so numb and desensitized to death that we don't even pay attention to it or count the deaths. That's how bad it is. And the only thing you really have of reality is life. So we should be striving in order to protect the life that we have, to live as long as we can in proper and good health. So exercise, eat right, store food and water in your homes, because things are going to get tight and a little harsh in America in a couple coming months. And just be prepared for a cold winter. Most of all, I say stay away from those GMOs on all levels. Attend your local farmers markets and focus on community. Community only means common unity, and we should be unified as once. So our commonalities becomes our successes. Peace and blessings to the
That's
kingdom.
real talk, man. So before we leave, Monkey Man, I didn't want to do it, but I know just be careful how you eat. And I got some I'm gonna show you. I got two things I'm gonna show. I'm gonna end with this, and I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all go follow me. I got two videos. This one is not funny. I'm just gonna play it, Monkey Man. Just think about this. But then the last video I'm gonna play is pretty hilarious. So let's play this one right now.
You gonna die. You gonna die. Yeah. What they mean?
So that's lettuce, y'all. They make lettuce. Yeah, so that's lettuce. Be careful.
That's the lettuce I was talking
Lettuce
about.
y'all eat. I know, Monkey Man. I know. Yeah, that's the lettuce, dog. But this is the funny one. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If they end up hitting it towards the end, I don't care. But I don't know if y'all ever seen something like this. I thought this was funny. I gotta play this. Now imagine if the other side of the culture would have conversation and rap, and it was Biggie, and they happened to play Biggie Smalls, and the parents is talking to the daughter. Check this out. This shit funny. I like this one.
But they be acting.
And who they attracting with that line? What's your name? What's your sign?
And as soon as he buys the wine, he's gonna creep up from behind.
And ask you what your interests are and who you be with.
Yeah, things to make you smile with numbers to dial.
Look, if you're going to be there for a while, I'm going to call my crew. You go call your crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2.
When you plan to leave, throw the keys to Little C's.
Pull the truck up front and roll up the next blunt. So we can steam on the way to the telly and go fill our belly.
Ooh, a T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and what's is great.
Conversate for a few, because in a few we're gonna do what we came to do. Ain't that right, boo?
True. Forget the telly. Let's just chill in the crib.
Oh, watch a movie in the jacuzzi and smoke L's while you do me?
Ooh, love it when you call me Big Papa. How you living, Katie Smalls?
In mansion and Benzes, giving ends to my friends, and it feels stupendous.
Tremendous cream.
Forget $1 and a dream.
I still tote gas strapped with infrared beam. Chopping O's, smoking Lion Optimos.
Money, clothes, and hoes is all the kid knows.
A foolish pleasure, whatever.
I had to find the buried treasure. So grams I had to measure.
However, living better now. Gucci sweater now.
Drop top BMs. I'm the man, girlfriend.
Honey, check it. Tell your friends to get with my friends, and we can be friends.
We could do this every weekend.
All right.
All right? You all right with that?
Yeah. Keep banging.
I start out of the wow shit.
Man, that's some funny ass shit right there, man.
Ain't that funny?
Yeah, I
bro?
like that.
That is the most.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the most funniest
you know why that's
thing.
funny? You know why that's funny, bro? Because those are our kids emulating their parents.
Yeah. It's just like, damn, imagine you took Biggie. Yep, imagine you took Biggie and put Biggie in a comment. Man, that shit lit, man. Shout out to Biggie.
Imagine you seeing your children emulate everything that you do.
That's true. That's deep. That's why I had to do it. Yeah, that's deep, baby.
That's why I told us that we are the original people on the planet. Everything we do is followed by others.
It's just funny to me to see people who actually wanted to take him out now coming back, and it's hilarious to see that everybody rapping. It's okay for the kids to rap it or whatever, even though it's comedy.
Yep.
That's what I saw.
Yeah. But like you say, it go both ways, because at the end of the day is they hated on them then, but now they all sitting around, and then like Josh said, they trying to emulate, dog. So we got to know who we are.
Stealing. It's called stealing.
Yep, exactly.
But you know what?
You
know what? I be lame to a lot of shit. But I just really noticed that was a conversation Biggie was having, just in music form. And they broke it down into a real conversation amongst each other in the household.
Yeah.
Well, the video told you that if you didn't understand the lyrics back then. That's the difference.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I just want to leave y'all with that. We got 2:53 in the building. I got to go. We've been on here it's been so great. We've been on here for 2 hours.
Wow.
2 hours, my God. That's why I know it's great conversation, man. When it don't feel like it's work.
Amen. Great minds think alike,
man. And I just want to say I appreciate y'all. Yeah, and people steady coming in here. I can't be up in here. My brain don't think that long, y'all. Y'all mess around. I ain't gonna be able to come back on here. So to y'all,
man, look,
make sure y'all tap in with us.
We holding you down.
Yeah. Make sure y'all tap in with us, man. Y'all keep the ones that didn't want to put in the chat. That's cool. Just hit the like button. I ain't tripping. I don't really care. So on that note, I want to say salute to everybody on the panel, and y'all already know. Peace.
Winning team. A lot of you fuck niggas is losing and accusing and refusing to grow. Shout out to my nigga Cross, man. Hey. Okay. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. Hey. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. Hey. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. What? It's the Plug Podcast. 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 If you ain't on the team, fuck you, nigga. Get your bag. I know what I know, but I play black and slow. Peeping the shit, niggas be acting like hoes. All on the panel, talking about another, talking about their sister, talking about their brother. Niggas ain't real no more. Niggas ain't loyal no more. You know they don't follow the code, and that's why they getting exposed. The key shots taking control. They not in control of their souls. We booking like Barry White. My niggas living in paradise. We building a team, the enterprise. It's the Plug Podcast.